Hey guys, People here, and today's video is gonna be just a quick thing about, I don't know, the new Legend W head from StringKing. That's right, a woman's head. Female, as in the girls and coaches will use it. So just getting right into it, we're gonna talk about this. I'm not gonna be talking about the mesh, because that's separate, but as you can see, it's a little different. But so we're gonna talk about the head. I have my Legend Senior here, which is the boys version, and I'm gonna kind of be comparing the two, but also at the same time I'm gonna be talking about what I like and more or less could be improved upon. You can call that a dislike if you want of this head. So what I really like about it is that it's simple. They kept it simple, a lot like they always do with their boys' heads. It's not super flashy. It doesn't need to be. It has a really simple throat. I mean, it has the whole lock bolt design to where the bolt will go all the way through the shaft, so you won't have head rattle, which is something that happens with girls' sticks, I would say, a lot more easily than guys. Having worked in retail side of things, I'd have to say I had to fix more girl sticks with head rattle than guys. Maybe because guys learn how to fix it themselves or try to fix it themselves, but either way, get back to this. Very simple design, not super standoutish. Doesn't have to be fancy. Doesn't have dual shot. Doesn't have any rubber. Doesn't have any of that fancy crud. Just uses straight up plastic or polymer or whatever they use, and all in all, fairly stiff. I would say it's about as stiff as the Legend Boys. Yeah, I'd say it's probably as stiff as the intermediate Legend. Maybe a little. It's like in between the intermediate and senior. It's definitely not as stiff as the senior, to me anyway. Uh, Pretty decent width. I would have to say, straight on looking at this head, it really makes me think of the old Amante, Brian Warrior Amante, or Amante, whatever you want to call it. Very much similar to that face shape. So I really like the face shape. Face shape's really good as far as girls' heads are concerned. I know there's going to be some people that say, I want it to be tighter face shape, blah, blah, blah. Considering that the Legend heads are supposed to kind of be more, not so much for the super advanced player, but affordable heads for everybody at different levels, I'd have to say this is a decent face shape for an affordable price. I do not know the price as of yet. I know it's a very new product. I know they're selling some, but I do not have the price tag. If anybody wants to put the price tag into the comments, you can do that. But we're not talking about the price. I know it's going to be a really affordable head because, I mean, you got the Legend Senior for under $70 just for the head. So I can only imagine right now that this would probably be like $60. Maybe, yeah, I would say as far as StringKing is concerned, I would say the Legend W is probably going to be sitting between $60 and $80. So pretty good affordable price for what it is. Top string holes are pretty much the same exact sort of thing going on as the men's Legend. I would say that the scoop is pretty much the same exact thing, except for it's a little less profiled. So it's slightly narrower and maybe not as thick. Yeah, it's like you took the men's version and got it just a little smaller, probably to get rid of some weight. Sidewall holes has the 29 sidewall holes, just like the Legends, the men's Legend. It has 2 struts, which I don't really feel that girls' heads really need all that much going on, unless maybe it's a defensive one. But as far as for a general use head, I mean, it's not. I haven't heard that it's particularly for offense or defense, but for 2 struts, it's pretty stiff, pretty easy. Doesn't need to be anything too complicated. I mean, like I said, it has the 29 sidewall holes, so if you want to get fancy, especially with the new rules where you can do mesh, you can get fancy if you need to. yeah, I mean, overall it strings up relatively easy. You might have to mess around with the mesh a little bit. I haven't put a traditional or um, more of a woman's pocket into it yet, but I can tell you it'll probably take one just as well as, say, a crux. But so, getting into kind of what I feel should be improved upon, the offset. The offset is probably, the offset and the scoop have kind of a two-way thing. So imagine that's level, the shaft's going in, the shaft is parallel with the ground. I'm going to try and keep this to where it'll show you what I'm talking about. But so, shaft's coming in straight from here. Most of the time when you look at other heads, there will be a little bit more of an offset. The offset's not so much of a problem for me. I mean, it's something that I definitely notice right off the bat when I look at it from the side. But offset is fine in a general sense. But if you're, here's the thing, if you compare it to a lot of girls' heads out there, not all of them, there's a decent amount that don't do it, but at the same time there isn't. When you lay this stick down, like on a flat surface, I don't really have one to show you, but let's see if this will work. So that's relatively flat. Do you see, because I'm holding it flat like that, do you see how the scoop goes way in front of it? That puts weight in front of the centrifugal force. So when you put the ball, when the ball's in it, there's still weight in front of that momentum. So it's closer to you than instead of further away. Just looking at this head, you really feel like it should actually go on like a degreed shaft so that it sits further back. So pretty much what I'm saying is, I know there's some girls at like LaxCon and stuff that liked it a lot. But at the same time, from like me having to really break it down as far as the design and overall engineering of it, I haven't sat in front of a computer to do that sort of thing. But with my experience, I gotta say that the scoop, like the overall scoop, should be more parallel with where the shaft is. Should be kind of moved back to where if you were to put this flat on a table, this part of the throat will be flat and the scoop will be contacting the table as well. I feel that if you move that back, causing more of an offset, I feel that will create a lot more power and centrifugal force and allow the ball to really just want to sit in that sweet spot and allow the girls to have a lot more playability. Now, remember, this is the Legend W. It may not be their final rendition of a woman's head. They might have like an actual Mark II head for them, or even they might even come out with a better girls one in the Mark III series whenever that comes out. I would probably say they should. But besides that, even without that changed offset and the scoop pretty much still does its job. Just like the guys' heads, it's like a vacuum. The ball goes right up into the pocket. And even with what I brought up with the offset and the scoop positioning and everything like that, the ball really does sit very well in it, as long as the pocket's strung well. If it's not strung well, that ball is probably going to fly out of this thing, like most girls' sticks. But so, as far as with their mesh is concerned, or probably any mesh is concerned for the Legend W from StringKing, I'd have to say it's overall a really good head, and I guarantee it's going to be super affordable. I've never really had too much negative to say about StringKing heads. If you follow me on Instagram, I've already done some posts about this with mesh in it. I will do another, I will do some more posts once I put a woman's actual like traditional pocket into it, and we'll talk more about it. Maybe I'll even throw that on the end of this video. If it's not, I'll probably make another video about it just to talk about that, or I'll just edit this video. I don't know. Either way, with the mesh, strings up really well. Good job, StringKing. For your first girl's head, I think you guys did a really good job. And I feel it'll be a really competitive product on the market versus all these super expensive girls sticks from all your major players in the game. So thanks for giving this to me, guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and go check out the Legend W or 2W from StringKing, and hopefully you like it as much as I do. Hopefully you get your hands on it and you get to give it a really good try. I know it's supposed to be coming in complete versions, so knowing their shafts, they're going to be very light, and it's going to be a very affordable package. So make sure you keep your eyes open and give it a shot. So thanks for watching, guys.